Assalamu alaikum class. Today we're going to have our 9th lecture of unit number 4, transport in plants. The topic for today is water enters the plant. How basically water enters the plant. So it goes through some processes. First of all, we're going to talk about osmosis, and then entirely I will elaborate the entire process of how actually water enters the plant. So what is raw materials needed for plants to carry out photosynthesis? How does water enter a plant? Water from the soil enters a plant through the roots. You cannot normally see them, but roots are a very important part of the plant. Why are roots branched and spread out through the soil? Roots are branched and spread out for two reasons. There are two reasons for the roots that they are branched and spread out: to absorb water and mineral salts from a large amount of soil, okay, to anchor the plants in the soil. Taking a closer look, roots are covered in root hair cells. If you see the closer look of the root, they are covered in root hair cells. Root hair cells have thin walls and a larger surface area to help them absorb lots of water. How are roots adapted? What is root cap? This covers the tip of the root. It is a tough layer of cells that are able to withstand the pressure of the root growing through the soil. At the very tip of the root are several layers of cells which form the root cap. Here, these cells grow from the outer layer of the root or epidermis. These are only found in a small area of the root. After the cell elongation zone, they are very enlarged epidermic cells which have a large surface area to absorb water. Just behind the root cap are thousands of tiny tube-like growths called the root hair, as you can see in the diagram also. What is osmosis? Osmosis is how plants are able to absorb water from the soil. So water absorbs from the soil through a process called osmosis. The roots of the plant have a higher solute concentration than the surrounding soil, so water flows into the root. So because of its higher solute concentration surrounding soil, the water will flows into the root. In the plants, guard cells are also affected by osmosis. Now, what are guard cells? These are the cells on the underside of leaves that open and close to allow gas exchange. Root and the water uptake. So, root hair. The root hair zone is the zone where a root absorbs water most actively. Okay, so the root structure, if you see in the diagram, the root hairs take in water and mineral salts. These are the root hairs that will take the water and the mineral salts. The phloem, this will bring the food from the leaves, which is used to make new cells at the root tip. What's the root cap? It protects the root tip. The root cap will protect this root tip as it grows through the soil. The root tip grows as the cells divide. This will grow as the cell divides. The xylem carries the water and mineral salts up the stem. Cortex will store some food as starch. Of water and mineral salt. The water in the soil enters the root through osmosis, as we have discussed earlier also. Mineral salts are absorbed by means of facilitated diffusion and active transport. Absorption of water into the roots by osmosis. Entry of water into a plant. If we see a portion or a part, this is the cytoplasm, the vacuole, we have a little nucleus over here, and the cell wall. This is the inside of all of this. These are the soil particles, film of liquid dilute solutions of the mineral salts, cell surface membrane of the root hair cell. So number one is what they are trying to explain over here is that each root hair is a fine tubular outgrowth of an epidermal cell. It grows between the soil particle coming into close contact with the water surrounding them. Number second, the thin film of liquid surrounding each soil particle is a dilute solution of mineral salt. The sap in the root hair cell is a relatively concentrated solution of sugars and various salts. Thus, the sap has a lower water potential than the soil solution. These two solutions are separated by a partially permeable cell surface membrane of the root hair cell. Water enters the root hair by osmosis. If you look at the diagram, these are the xylems and these are the phloems. This entire part is called the cortex. Here we have the root hair, pelliferous layers, water entering the root hair. This is where water is entering through the root hair. So in this diagram, we will be discussing point 3, 4 and 5. So if we have already seen how in point 3, the sap in the root hair, if you see the sap in the root hair cell is a relatively concentrated solution of, it's a solution of sugars and various salts. Thus the sap has a lower water potential. So this sap has a lower water potential than the soil solution. These two solutions means the lower water potential and the soil solutions, they are separated by the partially permeable, partially means half, permeable cell surface membrane of the root hair cell. Water enters the root hair by a process called osmosis. And in the fourth step, the entry of water dilutes the sap. Once the water enters, it will dilute the sap. The sap of the root hair, the sap, this over here, the sap of the root hair cell now has a higher water potential than that of the next cell, that is cell B. Now, the sap of the root hair means this one will have a higher water potential, more water in it than that of the next cell, which is cell B. Hence, water passes by osmosis from the root hair cell into the inner cell. So, through the process of osmosis, the root hair cell will enter into the inner cell. Come back to the definition of osmosis. Osmosis is that how plants are able to absorb water from the soil. The roots of the plant have a higher solute concentration than the surrounding soil, so water flows into the root. So because of the process of osmosis, the water will flows into the root. Into the roots, root hairs are fine tubular outgrowths. They are surrounded by soil particles. Dilute solution of mineral salts surrounds soil particles. Now here is a complete cycle or the key chain of how water enters the plant and how absorption in roots takes place. First of all, root hair cell sap is a concentrated solution of sugars and salts, as told in the previous slide also, that it's a concentrated solution of sugars and various salts. So the more dilute soil solution has a higher water potential than the cell sap. So if the soil solution is more dilute, then it has a higher water potential than the cell sap. Now what happens next is that water enters the cell sap from the soil solution by a process called osmosis down the water potential gradient. Now after that, the water entry dilutes the sap and raises the water potential. Here it is rising the water potential. The root hair cell now has a higher water potential than the neighboring cell. As discussed in the previous slide also, that if we see point number 4, entry of water dilutes the sap. When the water enters in the diluted sap, the sap of the root hair cell has now a higher water potential than that of its neighboring cell, which is cell B. Now this has a higher water potential. So now what's next is that now water moves into the neighboring cell by a process called osmosis down the water potential gradient. From there, the process repeats and water moves from cell to cell through the root cortex until it enters the xylem vessels. Mineral salts enters the root. Some mineral salts enter the root hairs by diffusion and are eventually carried by the xylem vessels. In the lecture, ions and mineral salts. Diffusion. When the concentration of mineral salts in the soil solution is higher than that in the root hair cell, this process is called diffusion. Active transport and the energy. Active transport. Now what is active transport? When the concentration of ions in the soil solution, here the concentration of mineral salts in the soil solution is higher, and in active transport the concentration of ions in the soil solution it's lower than that in the root hair cell sap. The energy comes from the cellular respiration in the root cells. So they have given an example that if you put a drop of ink in a bowl of water without shaking or stirring the water, the ink will spread out or diffuse through the water. Eventually, the bowl will contain a uniformly pale blue or the pale black mixture. If you put a drop of ink into a swimming pool after a very long time, the same thing will happen. Like osmosis, diffusion does not need energy. Some of the mineral salts in the soil enters the plant root by this process, which is the diffusion. Special proteins called the enzymes, they're also involved in the active transport. In the diagram of that how water and mineral salts move from the soil into the root of a plant, this is the root hair. Although I have elaborated enough in my previous slides, but it's important to show you in the diagram that's mentioned in the book also. So this is the root hair, this is the xylem part, these are the soil particles, and this is the film of water with the dissolved mineral salts. And this all is coming from the water and mineral salts flow upwards. And they have just cut a section and have, elaborated the picture so you can see properly what's actually happening inside it.